I'm sorry, that didn't affect the data rate. I thought lowering the resolution was enough to. We're still transmitting at like 4000 kbps. That's too much. It needs to be more like 1000 or I can't maintain this. I know. I'll be back again. Okay, testing, testing. That should work. Hey everybody, it's me, JJ, the born loser. That's a lot easier to say than what I normally said. Hey, if they give me a Wikipedia entry, just file me under born loser. I'm sure it's available, and I'm sure nobody wants it, because everybody is way more insecure than I am. You could call me just about anything, and that's not going to hurt my feelings. You know what will hurt my feelings? Being treated less than human. That's all. So, I want to treat you like the way I want to be treated. So, I want to talk about some products. Products! Let's go shopping! Yeah, right? Well, look, alright? I am the born loser, but don't call me that to my face, okay? Just call me JJ. That's cool. That won't push my buttons. Granted, if everybody starts calling me born loser and they just like love the shit out of me, if I can tell that you're not trying to put me down or make fun of me because you're like, it's the born loser, I love that guy, maybe I won't take it personal. Maybe I could learn to love that nickname, that moniker. But the fact of the matter is, until you start treating me like a winner, you can't call me the born loser. Only I can. Because I'm losing too bad these days. So what are we going to review? Well, let me fix my picture, okay? I know I would right-click and transform, but I broke this mouse, and I'm hoping to maybe repair it on this episode of this JJ Styles Rocks Trip Zip, or JJ Styles Rocks on YouTube, and JJ Styles Trip Zip Uno on Twitch. Okay, I'm hoping to do some repairs. I would like to fix this right clicker that doesn't work on my GamePunk mouse. I would also like to repair that iMac. It's pretty scary looking. And I'm going to, because I have I have the parts. You see? Yeah. I hope to replace that. I did that with my fist. Isn't that crazy? I've never been a violent person, but I've been pretty upset lately, and I hope to not be. Right now, the product review is going to be about this arm sling. I need it because I have a bad shoulder, and when it hurts, this provides relief, and I give it a 5-star review. Of course, I had to modify it. You see this part right here? This is supposed to go around my neck, but I had to wrap it around my arm to hold it in place. It's like a python or a boa constrictor, because if I don't do that, then it slides up my forearm, bunches up in the crease of my elbow, and that doesn't help my shoulder pain at all. But when I took this thing off of a suitcase, like luggage, like I think it was a laptop bag. I'm kind of a geek, so I own a few laptop bags, to say the least. Yeah, and well, I like it because it has this pad. You can tell that it was made for travelers, because if you're always on the go and you got to carry around heavy luggage, you're going to want the shoulder pad. And I know that my arm is kind of heavy, and I like the shoulder pad because I get chafed around my neck otherwise. So I suppose I should give it a 4.5-star review, but I've been wearing it and it works better. It's like a 5-star thing with my mod. So it's like, I guess 4.5-star. What's the name of the company that makes it? You know, I don't know. It's about the most generic arm sling that you could ever get. So it's like, if you go to the hospital, they're going to give you one of these. So there you go. My Bluetooth working? I'm going to have to go mobile to fix that iMac. Was that an okay review? I hope so. He was honest, right? How do you know? I mean, I'm honest about that. I wasn't trying to influence you or pull punches or anything. I told you that it works, especially when you mod it. And what more could you ask from a product? What about cheap? Is it cheap? Hey man, if your insurance covers it, it's about as cheap as you need it to be, right? No doubt. I'm sure you could pick one up at like a medical supply store and it would probably run you anywhere. I don't know. I'm not going to attempt to guess how much it costs because, you know, medical supplies and medication, if it's not over-the-counter medication, if it's like big pharma, it tends to be marked up a lot. It's kind of like ridiculous because there's no marketplace. Like, marketplaces exist to keep prices low and keep the goods available due to the scarcity of it all, right? But it's like, if there's no competition and there is no marketplace, they tend to charge gargantuan amounts of money, and it's up to the insurance companies to pay for it. And then you wonder why you get crappy medical care. I think you could probably figure that out on your own. Oy! If you were to read a book like this one. I give this book a 5-star review. From bloodletting to biotechnology. You know what bloodletting is? It's a therapeutic technique that is supposed to get the poison out of your blood. It is used in Eastern civilization and other places that might be a little bit like third worldy, because usually first world nations have better medical techniques than bloodletting. If you don't like the sight of blood, you might not like bloodletting. Also, if you like effective medical care, you might not like bloodletting, because I think a lot of the efficacy comes from a placebo effect. You know what I mean? Placebo effect is like the power of the human mind when it believes or has faith in something. If you believe hard enough, it might just make you believe. If you believe that you're okay, you might believe hard enough that you're okay. I don't know how that works. I'm not a yogi. Not yoga yogi. I am looking for a yoga studio because I need help, but if I was a yogi, I wouldn't need a yoga studio because I'd be able to fix my problems already. Maybe. Yogis can walk on fire coals. Have you ever seen that? It's pretty. I guess some hippies like to do that stuff too. I don't know, man. I've never walked on fire coals. It's difficult. This is good though, because this leads me up to my next review. That's good timing. Thanks, Bad Neck. All right. So yeah, it's a good book. Tell you about all kinds of. It's important that you know how to survive, because we all want to believe that we're heading towards a utopia. The future is going to be a utopia, right? Not for humans. Maybe for computers and artificial intelligences it'll be a utopia. But things aren't really getting, at least in the first world nation known as the United States of America, I tend to be having a difficult time lately. I was going to get a trigger point injection in my neck. I've gotten that procedure done many times. It's like a cocktail, except instead of alcohol, it is a combination. I believe it is a muscle relaxer combined with a numbing agent, combined with a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. I believe it's like Toradol and lidocaine and like Scalaxin or something like that in the form of an injection. And it works when you have a really bad injury. And my injury feels like scar tissue. It feels kind of like a marble, kind of like ah yo. It's like it's like this. It's like you see this big hard marble. Just imagine having that like in your neck, or like it feels like scar tissue. You know what scar tissue is, right? It's like if you have a scar, it looks kind of like that. See that big old line? I got that in a surgery. I've had 4 hip surgeries, right? So this ball, all right, it's like scar tissue. And if you've ever read Anthony Kiedis' book Scar Tissue, excuse me, you'll know that he named it that because if you're a junkie, you get a ball of scar tissue like that, like a ball in the middle of the crease of your arm. Like, I don't have that. Like, nowhere. Because luckily, I've managed to avoid that habit. My old man, today is his birthday. He had scar tissue, just like Anthony Kiedis. So, my scar tissue is all over my back. And there's no getting rid of it, apparently. I've never heard of a technique to get rid of it. And it's basically ruining my life. And that's cool, man. As long as I stay, quote unquote, high enough, I think I can survive. Because I'm about ready to do things. If I can, I'm like a thermometer. You know how humans are supposed to be at 98.9 degrees? Right? It's like that's the normal temperature for a human body because we're warm-blooded mammals, right? Whew. So, yeah, if you get a temperature, I'm going to take this thing off. It's uncomfortable. I'm going to have to go outside to work on the iMac before it gets too hot because I got a computer out there already. But first of all, let's talk about the temperature thing. Alright, so it's like, you ever watch a cartoon where they show like a person getting angry and it's like their face turns into a thermometer and then it turns red and then their head goes pop because they just can't take anymore? Yeah, pain can affect some people like that. What happens when I pop? That's when I usually get violent. You've seen me. I fucking broke that iMac with my fists. And it didn't even hurt me that much. Because I was enraged with pain. Because that's the way I get. Some people go, I'm in pain, help me. Me, I go, help me. And that's kind of like scary. So I got myself a deluxe whipped cream dispenser made by the Best Whip Company. It was really expensive. It's like 69 bucks. But I figure I have to do something before I kill somebody or kill myself. Because this pain is like through the thermometer. It's, let's just say, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's 10 plus. And on a thermometer, that's like, 98.8 degrees to what? 150. I'm 150 degrees Fahrenheit on the pain chart. You know bath salt zombies? Have you ever heard of a bath salt zombie? Those guys happen when your body temperature gets to 110 degrees. I've known that a long time. Ever since the very first bath salt zombie. So, needless to say, 150 degrees, that's pretty bad. Like, I could slice off your face and eat it at that point. You gotta keep me cool, man. Otherwise, I'm gonna be too hot. I've never owned one of these before. I'm looking forward to this because I'm tired of utilizing this little contraption that they call a cracker. This is a very, very, very deluxe model. I don't think it has a name brand. I think it was made at a forge where they had like a cast and like brass and like hot stuff. And the way it works is you know, it's brass and it has threading, and you put your balloon over it, and this is like a punching bag balloon. Sometimes I've used trash bags or crazy shit like that, and usually it's just a party. It's legal, you know. It's nitrous oxide that comes from the ocean. It's a natural byproduct of the ocean. And also, it is a very good painkiller, but only for like a short span of time. But if you've ever played a video game, or if you drive cars, automobiles, you'll know that if your engine is overheating and you need to cool it down, it doesn't take very long to cool it down. All right, but you have to do it, or else you're going to ruin your engine, right? Likewise, if I'm overheating, and that's a metaphor because it's not a temperature thing. Like I say, I'm like a human, and I'm also like a cartoon character. Because if you're a cartoon character and your head goes pop because you can't take anymore, that's bad. That's when you turn into the bath salt zombie. So many metaphors. Oh goodness, I hope you're paying attention because you'll never understand me if you're not. So yeah, I'm gonna try to load this. I don't know what I'm doing. I should probably read the manual. I'm looking forward to this because, like I say, I'm done with this. And I'm done with this. You know, when I'm high on the whippets, I kind of think that this looks like a boob, and I kind of want to play with it, and it's distracting. As much as I like to, you know, have fun bag time, I gotta fucking live my life because I'm gonna die if I don't get my shit straight. Nobody's looking out for me. And that's the nature of freedom. Unless you're a gang member, unless you're a cult member, unless you live in a hive, if you're an individual, you got to take care of yourself. And if there are any boundaries or hurdles in your way, you got to figure out how to get around them. I don't care if it's financial, I don't care if it's legal, I don't care if it's logistical. You got to save your own life in this world. And if you feel the shadow of the Grim Reaper right behind you, you don't have any time to waste. Okay, so let's read the manual for this, and I'll give you an honest review. It says, congratulations on owning your all-new Best Whip dispenser. By the way, I think people tend to use these things for oral sex because, like, if you put whipped cream all over your partner's private parts, it makes them very digestible. And they can't tell the difference. They're just happy to have somebody's mouth on their privates. Because, you know, we're all adults here. It's true. So if you would like to have oral sex all the time, right, but you don't like it that much, you know, giving or receiving, maybe if you put whipped cream into the equation, you'll like giving and receiving oral sex with your chosen partner. Maybe. That's just like... That's not too hard to figure out, right? I don't have to explain it anymore to you. Okay. I think I can figure this out. Look at that diagram. It's a pretty easy to figure out diagram. This is the little box that contains all the stuff. Oh, this is for... Maybe I'll actually get myself a girlfriend, and maybe I'll actually like put my mouth all over her private parts one of these days. Until that becomes a concern, I don't think I'm gonna need this. Okay, I'm actually not using this product for its intended purposes of making the whipped cream, but you know, a painkiller is a painkiller is a painkiller is a painkiller, and survival is survival, and survival is survival. So, I'll keep these in the box in a nice safe place. And hopefully, I think I'll put it where I keep my condoms, my prophylactics. Yeah. Okay. Where was I? This should be pretty easy. I think I'm done. I think I can do this right now. I hope. Wish me luck. See, there's just one thing though. I'm a little bit, whoops, sorry. I'm a little bit concerned because this is the old one that I picked up at Goodwill really cheap, like 20 years ago, right? See, it's got like a nozzle and it's got like a threaded thing, and right in the middle is like a pointy thing. It's like a popper that punctures the cartridge. And like this Best Whip that I just bought, I don't see any kind of a puncturer. Am I looking at this the right way? Is there a puncturer? I don't see a puncturer. Yeah, there's like a hole. Ooh. Okay. I think I might have to read the manual. But hold that thought. Whoops. Well, that's gone. That's okay. I can retrieve it. Can you tell I'm not afraid to break things? Oh, I see. I get it. This is the part. So that right there, that sucked. I gotta fish that out. But this is the part that is like this part. See? I think they're different size. Oh man. That's too bad. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use this mint colored one. Doesn't match. It's okay. Boy, I tell you, it's a good thing I'm not using this to have whipped cream for my partner's private parts. I probably wouldn't be as patient as I am right now. I'm patient enough. If I was trying to figure this out on the fly, you know, if I was unbuttoning my fly and trying to figure this out at the same time, I doubt if I would be as patient, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, I've retrieved that part. Uh-huh. This is a very nice unit. I think it might be made out of aluminum. Yes, it does say aluminum. I'll be damned. And it says 1 pint, which is 0.5 liters. I'm gonna have to sit back. My neck is hurting. Okay. But, alright. I'm figuring this out. Since I have to sit back and chill out, let me read it. Operating instructions. Before filling your dispenser with ingredients, says, using the Best Whip dispenser for the first time, clean all the components and parts to ensure proper cleanliness. Right? Dude, I eat food off the floor. I'm not too concerned. Even if somebody used that, I know this is brand fucking new, but even if somebody used it on somebody's private parts, I need pain relief. I'm about ready to suck a dick. I'm about ready to lick a person's butt crack. Because I need pain relief, so I'm not too concerned about cleanliness. I'm desperate for relief, okay? It says, before filling, make sure, just saying. I'm not trying to gross you out. I'm telling you, I'm desperate. And that's, for some people, that's considered pretty desperate. If you're willing to be a crackho, or whatever stereotype you want to use, if you're willing to just, like, prostitute yourself because your society is so unwilling to help you, that's basically considered desperate, right? We can all agree on that. Let's say that you don't like doing math homework, okay? I'll say I'm about ready to do math homework. But I like doing math homework. So, I'm about ready to do math homework to get pain relief. Yeah. How about, I'm about ready to take out the trash? Some people don't like that chore.